Hey everyone, Siam here. Thought I'd do a quick update. Please ignore the builders and the lumberjacks next door and also the cleaner doing the hoovering. Let's get straight to this. I'm going to do a quick market update, talk about VeChain, Ontology, the snapshot with that, and what I'm doing with my own hodlers. So first of all, looking at crypto, coin market cap. The market cap is hovering slightly. I mean, it's been bouncing around the 400 to 500 level for a while now, as you can see here. And as you know, or in fact, some of you may not know. Let's get a pen here. This is not part of what I thought I'd talk about, but let's get Microsoft Paint out. Paint always looks after me. Let's do this. Oopsie daisy. Right. So basically, you have, let's get a brush out, you have global market cap, you have Bitcoin, and you have alts. And at the moment, it's hard to sort of see, well, I think it's too early to really establish some good correlations. But it all depends on what global market cap does. In terms of what alts and Bitcoin does. So for example, if global market cap goes up, in fact let's look at the three situations here. So global market, oh, that's supposed to be red, oh well, and then flat. Okay, so if global market cap is going up, what you will see is that Bitcoin will be going up and alts will be going up like crazy. So that's good. Everything going up, alts tend to outpace Bitcoin. However, when the global market cap's going down, what you tend to see is that Bitcoin goes down and alts take an absolute smashing, typically speaking. And then when things are going flat, then it's really dependent on what the alts and Bitcoin does, because it's a bit of the, remember that seesaw I keep going on about? Well, if Bitcoin goes up, alts. So if that goes up, this goes down, vice versa. If alts go up, Bitcoin goes down, etc. Because when global market cap is flat, it's a case of market share, as in dominance, as coin market cap refers to. So for example, let's have a little look-see here. So when the global market cap is flat, like we've been seeing, it's all about what Bitcoin does in terms of market share. Now, it was hovering around 35% for a while, and unfortunately we don't have a proper chart to show this, but I can guarantee you that this is basically what's called a rising wedge in a falling market. So this is a continuation pattern, so we will see market share continue to drop eventually. So so that's that. Let's have a little look-see at some of the different coins out there. So let's have a look at Bitcoin. Now, I've seen all sorts of bollocks going on YouTube and about what's happening. And the thing is, with so many of these technical analysis traders out there, I guarantee you, like 1% of these people actually make any money on the markets. And they try and pizzazz things up and give things crazy names. Like, I know one guy calls things HVFs and all that sort of bollocks. But really, it's just normal charting patterns. So what's happening here on Bitcoin right now is we had that low, and I still maintain that is the low, because we had some massive confluence of support there, and it swiveled. And what's happening right now is what's called a bearish wedge or bearish flag in a rising market. So yes, I know the Elliott wave, people think, oh, this is wave 2 of the final push. Yes, there is that. I don't really look at Elliott wave because it's very subjective. But yeah, so basically this is a bullish signal. So basically we should see an upside at least to these highs around sort of the 11,500 level at the very least in a relatively short period of time. So let's have a look at the 4-hour chart with this. Okay, so it looks like it could be starting to break out. However, this is where technical analysis really becomes subjective, because is the line there or is the line there? So some may argue either way. In fact, I could put a case, a good case that supports both. So, but yeah, long story short, I think it's too early to tell for the moment. I'm just going to leave my line where it was, because I got a slightly different way of looking at things. So yeah, this could. Yeah, I'm just going to leave it there for the moment. So yeah, basically Bitcoin is going to break north, and this is just a temporary pullback. So I really wouldn't worry about that. Yeah. So that's Bitcoin. Let's have a look at NEO. So here, NEO is an interesting one. So this is a continuation pattern. So yeah, we should see a break to the upside. Let's look at the bigger picture. Yeah, it doesn't really show us much. Yeah, let's go back to the 4-hour chart. So as you can see here, NEO is starting to break out, which is annoying because my NEO trade, which I've been doing, hasn't paid off. I think it's the first call I've made personally, which is not going to bite me in the ass. But yeah, I've probably lost a couple of grand on this NEO trade. But all is well. This should pull back. What tends to happen is that the market tends to pull back, probably back down to this level here, the 0.12200 level. So what we tend to see is something that looks a little bit like this. Whatever, yeah. Obviously, it's not going to be a straight line. It'll be zigzagging up and down. But yeah. So we should see something similar to that. Also, there's going to be added momentum here due to the fundamentals because of the Ontology Air Drop. So yeah, and basically people are going to get into NEO for the airdrop. So I'll talk about that in a sec. So NEO's going up, which is good. Let's have a look at Tron, everyone's favorite at the moment. So the big picture, if we look at the daily chart, we had this massive pump and then dump. And what's happening is we are in a basically we should see a spark to the upside. So as you can see, the market doesn't like being squeezed for too long and for too much, but there's a lot of bots going on here. And so what's happening is that, yeah, it's sort of limped out of this market. But the thing is, the main net for Tron is going to be launched pretty soon. So March sometime, so basically any time this month, and so we should see a little bit of a pump up. And what tends to happen before things like this is that markets get a bit pumped down. They get suppressed so that people can accumulate their proper positions. So let's have a little look. I'll just draw this line a bit better. I guess it's somewhere around here, but yeah. So that's an interesting one. I think this should at least probably hit these sort of 400 sat level before start making a breakout. So I hope, I'll explain why, but I hope this takes a little longer than expected because I'm juggling a few things at the moment. ADA, oopsie daisy, ADA, Bitcoin, Bittrex. Let's have a look at Binance one. Not much is happening on here, really. It's been in a bit of a... I always say about the 50% retrace, but here we go from bottom to top. It has hit pretty much 50%, and it's hitting this level of support. So I don't think it will go any further below this. Let's have a look at the 4-hour chart. So yeah, as we can see here, let's draw a bit of a line in. There is a 3,000 sat level here, which is going to be tough. If we just increase that a bit, yeah, it's basically hovering on this massive psychological area around the 3,000 level. We've hit that a couple of times. Some may say that's a double bottom. I disagree, but yeah. And even if it has, what is happening right now? In fact, let's zoom in a bit. Go away. Right. This is actually what I call an inverted Batman, so basically you have two bat ears, but forehead, then another bat ears, and what that's creating in terms of the neckline is something like this. And then what's happened is that, technically speaking, the distance from the top of the bat ear to the neckline should follow through to the upside, and it sort of has done that a bit much. I mean, it shot out yesterday, and then now it's smashed back down. And what tends to happen, yeah, so it's shooting up, kissing off the trend line. We should see a little bit of a move upwards from here. So that's Cardano. I think, yeah, technically now is a good time to get in. If you're not, let's have a look at Nano. Nano's had a bit of a breakout, which is interesting. So obviously, looking at the day chart, there's not much, because once it rebranded to Nano, it just started the clock again on this. So let's have a look at this. Yeah. It's shot up. It's having its 50% retrace as I said it would, and what's happening now is basically resting on a bit of a trend line. Yeah, we will see a breakout, another breakout soon. Whoopsie, arrow. We should see basically attacking all-time highs again. So Nano is on. Yeah, it's starting to move. So. That's good. Let's have a look at Ether. So Ether, I said, would drop all the way down to 800, and it did. Textbook. It smashed down to here. It's again consolidating. We got another. I personally don't think it's the end of the line for Ether, because it's starting to be compressed a little bit in terms of, if we have a sort of another mini compression over here, ignore the other lines. This technically is a continuation pattern, so we should be looking for further falling, maybe down to the 760 level. Yeah, so I think Ether's got a little bit more falling to do. Let's have a look at this. I should have started with the daily chart, to be honest. Yeah, maybe not that aggressive, but something like that. So that's Ether, and then last but not least, let's have a look at Ven. So this is VeChain. I'll talk about VeChain again. This is interesting. So technically speaking, this should pull back a little bit. So I personally think it may spike up a little bit. We may have a bit of a fake out here, but I think we'll probably come back down to this level here, about the 50,000 sat level, before starting to make its way back up again. But yeah, so VeChain, obviously there's really not too much to look at this chart here, other than that this is being squeezed. In fact, looking at it on the 4-hour chart, we're seeing some okay, this technically is a reversal pattern. Actually, looking at this on the smaller time frame, I disagree now. I think we are going to see bigger movement up. Whoopsie, from here. And the reason being is that we're seeing this massive stop run. So what happens is that bigger fish, they know that people will be setting their stop losses around here or sell orders here, and if someone wants to buy a lot, they need to trigger a lot of sell orders, because if you want to buy, say, $1 billion worth of X, you need $1 billion worth of X being sold at the same price, same time, etc. So the market has been driven down here to try and get the sell side so they can fill their buy side, and what this is no doubt going to be everywhere. If you look, pretty much every time we have, it's called a low test basically. So here, low test, market explodes. High test, the opposite, market goes down. High test, market goes down. Low test, market goes up. Low test again, market goes up. Massive low test, goes up again. Here we had a high test and it just went a bit flat. But as you can see, this is just overt manipulation going on here. I say manipulation, but I mean it happens in every market. Currencies, FX, whatever, CFX, which is crypto, FX, same thing. But as you can see here, low test, market goes up. High test, market goes down. It's textbook in every market. So yeah, I look at the size of this low test. So yeah, VeChain should be good. That's probably due to the rebrand. But again, I wouldn't rush in to even though I think it is going to go up, I think it will probably again falter. So what I want to show you is, let's go back, because I feel that VeChain is very similar to what AntShares was when I found it around $5, which and AntShares rebranded into NEO. So if we have a look at NEO off the top of my head, I think it's July 24th-ish. So let's zoom in around here. June, I think that may have been an announcement of the rebrand, but basically it happened around here. But then not much happened for, you know, about a month. It sort of peaked on the 24th of June around $8.74, and then bottomed out. We saw $6.71 pretty much straight away, and yeah, so we basically had about a month before it then started its onward trajectory. Now, I don't think VeChain is going to go anywhere near in terms of price like NEO has, because NEO is indivisible and it has 100 million in total supply. Whereas if we look at VeChain, it's got a far bigger, call it, I don't know, let's call it 9 times bigger than NEO. So I personally think that $50 to $100 VeChain target price is quite achievable, providing the global market cap goes back up again. So let's have a little look at this VeChain brand rebrand. So VeChain rebrand. So basically, ooh, haven't seen that one. Oh, it's a thread. I don't really like threads, as there's so many idiots online. But yeah, long story short, in fact, I posted an article about this, but basically, it's going to be rebranded into VeChain Thor. Whereas, yeah, so it'll be going to VET, and what's going to happen is that very similar to like NEO. So NEO has gas. So gas is like the fuel and energy and oil of NEO. Well, Thor will be the gas equivalent of VeChain. So basically, if you hold VET, or VEN at the moment, let's get it up on here. It will then spit out a crypto called Thor. Now, no one knows of the ratio of the price between VeChain and Thor, but I would personally do a lot of reading into VeChain, because it could be one of the big ones, and definitely one of the ones that or not definitely, highly likely to be one of those that survive the inevitable pop, and ones that we hoover up post pop. So yeah, so that's that one, and also you can work out your Thor calculator. So you go to thorcalculator.com, have a look at, and basically it's at yeah, how much. So obviously it's around $5.64. So let's just say I don't know, you put 500 quid in dollars in, divided by 564. That's going to give you what, 88. Let's just round it up 100. What would that? Whoopsie. Oh yeah, you have different levels, but yeah, don't worry. Staking is, yeah. So you're going to get about 1.3 Thor per month if you had 100. So in terms of a kick, in fact, this will always change. So yeah, but just have a little look at that. I will be buying VeChain. As I said, I'm in no rush. I do think it's going to break out, but I'm in no rush to do it. I've got another move I need to do first before, and I think we probably have a little bit of time. We should probably see a breakout around over the next 2 or 3 days, maybe a little bit sooner. But yeah, so that's that. The other one is Ontology. So Ontology hasn't launched yet. But basically, it's going again. It's going to be another big boy, and just like NEO, it will have ONT and ONG. So it will be spitting out ONT and ONG. Just like NEO, it will have another cash flowing, thing. So a cash flowing token. So yeah, there's going to be a lot more than NEO, 1 billion. So basically 10 times more. But yeah, and very much like NEO in terms of the minting process. It's, yeah, again, this is going to be a really good one. Now the thing is, they're doing an airdrop. So basically on the 1st of March, I've got a link here which explains it very well. It's basically the FAQ for the ONT Air Drop. So basically, for every NEO that you have in your wallet, obviously it depends on what exchange. If you leave it in the exchange, I'm keeping it in my Neon wallet. For every NEO you have, you'll get 0.2 ONT. So yeah. And basically, I'm going to be loading up on Neo to get just for the snapshot on the 1st of March, and it's going to be at that block height. In fact, there's a couple of things here. Block height. Some of you probably, or most probably, won't know what a block height is because I haven't even taught it on the course, because basically I only wanted you guys to know what you actually needed to know. So let's get a pen out. So at the bottom, it's just like kids blocks. So at the bottom, if I can draw a box, this is the Genesis block. So the Genesis block is the very first block in the blockchain, and then you have another block that's been mined, and for every block that's been mined and validated, etc., it creates a bit of a tower. So in Bitcoin's case, it's every 10 minutes we get a new block, and basically the block height is simply what is the current height of the blockchain. A lot of people look at blockchains as though it goes down, and yes, you can do that, but in terms of block height, yeah, it's an upwards type thing. So if you wanted to check the current block height of Neo, I would go to, just to keep, if you're ever curious, just go Neo Block Explorer, just like with any coin. You could neotracker.io, but you could always check, I know, Stratus Block Explorer, blah blah blah. So here we have the Neo tracker, and then if we look at the blocks, you'll see here this is the block height, 1964991, and where is that gone? And the block height is going to be 1974. So we've got a while to go, and it's basically every 30 seconds that we get a new block with Neo. So yeah, 1st of March, and obviously yeah, the Neon wallet will work for this. So that's that. So in terms of my actions, I guess that's what everyone's really is curious on, what I'm going to be doing. Let's get my pen out here. So actions. What am I doing? I'm not looking too far in the future at the moment. So first thing I'm doing is I'm still in euros, and I've got an order to be filled at 9 to 50. So if we get the chart open, where is my mouse? Here we go. I basically believe that the market will come back down to this 9250 level, where I can then get filled, hopefully, as I updated, because yeah, I mean, the market is smashed back down to 9,500 like I originally said it would, and I revised it the other day. So I'm waiting for this to get filled, so hopefully this is just going to bounce off this trend line here and back down. Yeah, so that's that. And then what I'm going to be doing, slightly controversial, is pump Neo. So from here, I'm going to be getting around 29 Bitcoin. I'm quite pleased because I've done another Bitcoin sidestep. When I got out of Bitcoin originally, I had 27.5 Bitcoin. So if I get filled here, I'll have 29. And if this happens, then my Neo trade won't have been a disaster. And I'll still be in profit, which is good. And see, this is the thing about trading. Even if you make a mistake, you can trade your way out of it and make things less bad. So yeah, anyone can be good when everything's going up, but it's what you do when you're in the shitter that defines of, you know, how adept you are at the market. So yeah, so basically if I do this, I'll probably get around 2,336 NEO according to my early calculations, and then if I, due to the airdrop, you get 20% of that, so that will give me what is that, 2,336 times 0.2, that's going to give me 467.2 ONT, no, where is it? It's up here. Oh yeah, so basically it's split up. So you get for every NEO you have, you get 0.1 straight away, and then the rest is locked up. And also the main net's in Q2 around June time apparently. So yeah, that will then be released when the main net's set up. So yeah, so this will then give me 467.2 ONT, and then what ONG that spins off, who knows. I'll get to that when the time comes. So that'll be fun. We don't know what the price of ONT will be. Some people say $1, some people say less or more, obviously. But either way, I like holding these cash flowing coins, especially with ones like VeChain and Ontology. They are proper crypto ventures. Once that happens, and so this is for the 1st of March snapshot. After the snapshot, I will then be pulling out some money because I want to get back down to 2,000 NEO. Well, obviously I want more, but really the reason I'm doing is that I want my 2 million Tron back. And hopefully all of this happens before Tron breaks up to the upside, and I think it will. Tron's still in a bit of a slump. There's so many bots holding it back. I'll get my 2 million Tron. And then when Tron hits 1,000 Satoshis, I'll be pulling $80,000 out, which is what I originally put in to get my 2 million. And then that, whoopsie, let's take this, whoops. I'll then be spreading into all the others. So, I mean, I've already got NANO and Thor and SMPHORE and others. But I'll then be using that to spread into others. So hopefully more NEO. So yeah, 28 minutes. This is a lot longer than I thought it would be, but I hope it makes sense. I guess this is a bit of a Q&A surgery question clinic for this week. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. You don't have to follow me. I'm dancing all over the place, but I hope it makes sense. Cheers, guys. Thank you. Bye-bye.